Welcome back. So far we've talked about formatting the title page, the abstract page, and the body of the paper with paragraph indentations and level headings. Next, let's talk about setting up the reference page. The reference page always begins on a page of its own. In our last video, don't forget that we inserted a page break to get to this new page. So notice we're now on page 4. Your individual references will use what's called a hanging indent. And why use a hanging indent? It's for the readability of your reference page by your reader. So let's take a look at this example. These are 3 references right here. And notice how everything is left justified. It's very difficult to tell where one reference ends and another reference begins because everything is left justified here. Now let's take those same 3 references and use a hanging indent. The hanging indent is where the first line of the reference is left justified here, and then each line underneath in the same reference is indented a ½ inch when you wrap around. And what does that do for us? That allows us to easily go down the left side of your paper, and because your references are in alphabetical order, it allows us to easily find the reference that we're looking for. So how do we set this up? So let's go back to our APA paper, and we're going to set up the hanging indent in just a second. But first, we have to name our page. Now, don't forget, we were using the first line indent for a paragraph. So we have to stop that process once we're to our reference page. And in order to do that, we're going to click on our triangle and drag it back to the left margin. So now at this point, everything would be left justified. Before we do our hanging indent, we're going to center. We're going to type in the word references. We're going to bold the word references. And I'm going to hit my enter key. Turn off my bolding and left justify. So now we've got our page named. We're ready to do our hanging indents. So again, we're going to look at the ruler. And if you hover over the bottom triangle, notice how it says hanging indent. If you click the bottom triangle and move it to the ½ inch mark, that's what's going to ensure that you get your hanging indent either when you type in your reference or you copy and paste it from one of your sources. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and type in a reference, and as I'm typing, you're going to notice when it wraps around that it's automatically going to indent the ½ inch. I type my author field, my year of publication, my title of my article. Now I'm going to italicize my journal title. And I'm going to type my volume number in, and I'm going to stop my italicization and type my issue number, and notice how it automatically wrapped around and indented itself the ½ inch. I'm going to type my page numbers and my DOI. And we're going to make that a small d. Okay, so now when I hit my enter key, notice how it automatically goes back to the left margin. Now, if you're copying and pasting your references from a different program, such as one of our databases or a program that you've used, let's see how that works. When I paste, I'm going to right click. Always make sure you choose the black A that says keep text only. That's going to ensure that it's going to keep the formatting of your reference. Now, there might be some cleanup that you have to do. And in this example, the title of the journal article and the volume need to be italicized. So I'm going to just simply select it and click on my italics mark. I'm going to remove the retrieve from statement and just leave my web address here. So now you've successfully created your web page, or I'm sorry, your reference page. If you need any help with any of this, make sure you reach out to your campus librarian or email us at library@stratford.edu. Thanks for watching.